starting.
Oh,
I want to do a podcast and the goddamn prelude and everything. But where did the mic check, right, Lex?
Hell yeah,
right.
Look at that. Yep,
Yeah.
Blockbuster stole.
Oh man,
man, that's how we're gonna start the podcast off right there. Lex out there, still. I don't know if we can be friends after this, man. He's still in Blockbuster shit, man.
I didn't steal it. I bought the whole setup from the dude, and when I popped open the joint, I said this cat was thieving.
Yes, that's good. All right, cool. We'll kick it off, man. What's going on YouTube? It's going to be down YouTube and SoundCloud, wherever you're listening to. There's only the two places I'm listening to from. So it's going to be Donnie coming to you from Assault, Japan. Got my guy back in the saddle, Lexis King. If you guys are watching this now, the other one has been uploaded right now. So episode 117 with Lex, we did. That was 117? I lost track, man. No, my bad. This is 119. This is 119, episode 119. 118 we shot yesterday, and that's been uploaded. We talked about GT7 release and everything, and also since we got Zach here, we can definitely speak on that a little bit because he's in the sim stuff and everything. So anyway, we got my guy Zachary Coates here, down in Florida, correct, Zach?
Yes, sir.
All right, then we got
Jacksonville.
my guy Lexis again back in from Richmond, California, CA, not VA, and everything, like we say all the time,
yes,
man.
Sir.
So, again, man, getting right into it, man. So the put it in emotion for you guys out there, man. The reason why this is going on is because I met Zach at the Atlanta Motor Speed Park and everything, man. And it was a chill thing. And the channel's still small, man. And it's like I told you guys when I first started, anybody who's want to get on, I put my email up there every time. Nobody hits me up, and I'm not going to fake the funk. I get no emails from nobody, so you know what I mean. It's still news. Only one episode 119. When it's on the pop, and I won't be able to do these as much because I'll be, you know what I mean, my timing will be off or whatever. But even still, I still think I'll be able to get it in. So I don't know. But anyway, man, I just want to give props up to my guy Zach right here. Zach supports Pinku Style and Riot Squad. He's a cool guy and everything. He's a sim drifter and a bunch of other stuff. And the reason for this, Zach, man, we didn't get a chance to really chop it up in Atlanta, but we talked about 15, 20 minutes with you and your brother. But I just want to put your, again, give you your roses while you're here, man. Give you a shout out and everything, and just learn more about you, man. So,
man, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. And then of course,
matter of not, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support, man.
Yeah. No doubt, because a lot of guys out there be faking it, man. And like you say, that was one thing when you mentioned Atlanta, you was like, man, like you said something. I can't remember what you said exactly, but you were like, pretty much, you said, it felt like we've been friends for a long time and everything. I'm like, man, that's how it should be.
Oh yeah.
When you meet somebody, like it ain't no, and because that shit like that, you could tell somebody's faking and putting on. And we are, we talked about there, where it was the vibe was like some people was welcoming and other people was like, I see you, but I don't want to talk to you and everything. Man.
Yeah.
So before we get it too far in that, man, exactly. Just tell them a little bit about you, man. Where you from, your age, if you could talk about what you do for work, and we'll go from there, man.
Yeah, man. So it's funny. I was born in San Diego.
Okay.
I'm a Navy brat.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I was out there.
Oh, damn. We're all kind of military affiliated.
Yeah, man. Funny story. So yeah, I was out there till about like 99, 2000, and I went to Great Lakes after that. Then I ended up down here. So. With the cars, man, it goes way back. And I actually rode a little bit too on a motorcycle. So I think that's when I got my when I got my Apex and all that down from Riot. So
yeah, we talked about that, man, because I just got into bikes. If you've been following the podcast, so I just got into the dirt bikes and everything, and it's like I was asking Lex, man, I was like, does your aggression on a bike in a car, is it more elevated because of what you do on a bike? Because in a car, you're inside a capsule. You know what I mean? You got the chances of surviving if you wreck are pretty decent. On a bike, it's like, I was a man, they're going off the cliff, and they're done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's kind of crazy on there and everything. But, I mean, again, man, getting right, again, for the guys that there watching, man, this is a prime example of what can happen, man. Just support, and you never know what's going to happen, man. Again, man, we ain't coming like one of those big dog type shit and stuff like that. It's just cool, man. So, one thing I want to get into, man, right off the bat, because when we met and everything, again, I'm a military guy. I've been around a lot of stuff, man. I noticed, like, your hand, man, because I noticed when you play on the game and everything, Can you talk
Oh
like?
yeah,
So
yeah, man.
what was that?
Yeah.
Were you born with that, or is that was that an accident or something like that?
No, it's actually born with it,
Okay.
man. Yeah, yeah. So, it's this thing where the amniotic veins like wrap around body parts, and I believe if it bursts, it doesn't grow. So it's something like that happened.
Yeah.
But
how's it
yeah,
like?
man.
Because I mean, again, some people like take it differently, man, when they meet you and whatever, man. For me, again, because I've been around military guys so long. For me, I've seen a lot of guys had amputees and stuff like that. So I mean, and also some people don't like to talk about it when you first meet. So I just wanted, like, and the thing about it, man, you ripping on you better than me on the goddamn sim. So hey. I see you up there working, man. So how's it far as that, man, like knocking out the way, man? How's life been like growing up, man, with your disability and everything?
Man, honestly,
not
so
a disability.
good, man.
Yeah, that's probably a bit. I'm too military man.
Right.
So how's it,
man? It's been good, man. Like, it doesn't get in the way. It's like I'd have to think about what I couldn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can bench press, like work throttles. I just got a Mazda 3 Sky Active with a 6-speed, like, on Thursday.
Okay.
So yeah, man. It's crazy. It's like a full hand is just smaller.
Okay.
Basically.
I got you.
Yeah.
Word, yeah, because you still got you can still, bend your palm and all that.
Yeah, I can squeeze. I can squeeze like pretty hard too.
Okay.
And like fighting.
I was just about to say you had to have rough somebody's school clothes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, man, it was cool. Like, shoot, man, no L's yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so here's the thing. Like me, I got when my mother got her orders from California to Georgia, and I lived out there for a while. And I just, being a California kid, dog, I was like, this is a little too country for me, and I had to come back home. But how was your transition? You ended up taking to it like a fish in water and was good and just stayed out there and lived your life out, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Excuse me. Yeah, it was pretty much, man, just adapting, and it was cool because I was so young, so it didn't really. Because I'm actually only 24, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got out there about, I think I had my 11th birthday out there. So I was 10 when we were en route going over there. And I just had too much Cali in me, man. I got to experience too much home. So when I got out there, I kind of tried to enjoy it. You know what I mean? But I didn't get a full chance to, like, get Cali out of my system. Now, I know one thing that was dope. What we get, like, well, my kids are gonna get, the internet brings the neighborhoods all together. Yeah. You just go on and you're in anybody's neighborhood instantly. What I got to experience back then was when I went to Georgia, I was in a New York transplant. I didn't know that. Everybody in my neighborhood was either from New York, New Jersey, Philly. So I got it's funny because when I came back to California, everybody was like, this New York ass nigga, like, what's up with him? But I was in the South in a huge New York element. My whole neighborhood was New York. And so I got to get the love of the Nautica vans and the MPVs, Timberlands, fatigue jackets. I was listening to Hello Wu-Tang and Lauryn Hill and the Fugees and all of that shit at that time. So I got to pick up like a good amount of culture. So that's really, like, I super appreciated. I didn't get into cars at that point in time, even though I was driving back then, but I didn't get a chance to, like, really get into their car culture. But I picked up a lot of culture from everywhere else when I was out there. So that was pretty dope to me.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in one of the podcasts. You were saying you had to get back. Yeah.
I had to. I was, like, homesick, man. It was, when as military family, and when that family member gets those orders, you're out of there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's you get the orders, you're gone. You got 7 days to report. My mother had 7 days to report to the base, and it was like, oh, word, we really gone? This is like, yep, everything got packed in the truck, and we drove across the state. It took us 4 days. She packed for 3 days, and we drove for 4 days. And we lived on base for I think the first month or two while our house was getting built. So yeah, it's a kind of interesting. See, my father, he was based, matter of fact, right here at Travis. I live near Travis.
That's right, because he was Air Force, right?
Mm-hmm. He was Air Force, and so he was already based there because he was from Denver and came out here, and we were already like set. But when my mother got her shit, and it was like, get up out of here, go somewhere else. I was like confused as fuck.
Oh, so your mom was military too? Lex? Oh,
my mother's a archivist, so she knows a whole lot of shit.
Damn, I thought you just your dad, man. So, hey, Zach, for you, man, which one of your parents was military?
Well, my father did some too, but my mom actually retired.
Okay. What branch?
She's Navy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, San Diego. That's yeah. That makes sense and everything. So you got the Navy stuff out there and everything. But yeah, man, that's pretty dope. And like it's pretty. Yeah, man. It's I met a lot of military brats, man, and like some of them, most of them are cool, but some of them are like got this weird vibe, man. Like they moved around so much, they don't got an identity, man. And it's like it's weird.
Yeah.
And they like awkward.
I can see that.
They're awkward to talk to. Then they don't know. Like I met a guy here who was like 20 when I got here. He only lived in Masawa, but he was around all these Americans, man. So he picked up mannerisms from guys, but he didn't know how to move. He was a big, heavy set guy, but he was doing shit that I'm like, bro, where I'm from, that shit you just pulled would get you punched in the fucking face or worse. And I had to get on him and kind of like lean on him because everybody was kind of like, they were like, weren't telling him this shit. And he was just kind of like, you were going up to dudes and like reaching their pockets, for example. I'm like, bro, don't play with me like that. Yeah. He kind of did that shit to me. I turned around like, hey, bro, don't fucking ever do that shit again, ever. And he was like, what, man, I'm just playing. I'm like, bro, you've been here all your life. That gets you fucking killed instantly in some places, man. And we became cool after that. But he learned not to play with me, and I seen him still continue with other guys. I'm like, hopefully he learns. And the thing now, he's in Okinawa, so he never lived in the States. And that's one of the things where like some military people, like they're all in Germany, they get the Germany vibe with the Germany got the melting pot, dude. Puerto Rican, Spanish, German, white German. Yeah, dude, it was nice that one day.
My pops was based out there for a minute. That's how he got his love for Volkswagens.
Yeah,
because he was based out there in Germany for a while.
Yeah, I was only there for 4 days. But it's like, so car. I mean, again, we linked by the car. We met at the car event and everything. What got you into the car, like liking cars and everything, man?
Oh man, whew. So. Well, my uncle, he owns a auto body and like custom paint shop out here, and man, they've been in the Porsches since we was real young.
Okay.
So my dad had a 928, man, with like a full. I got a little photo of it on the wall, like a full wide body, big wing, like Gotti. You know the Gotti wheels?
Yeah.
From back in the day, the three pieces.
Yeah.
It had some of those on it, and we went to this car show and it was in Cali. I think it was in Cali. It was called the Tweak car show. It was like a Porsche show, and and then my dad had a 91 or 92 Fox body. So I think I'm just one of the people in the family that have the actual driving side of things down pat. So.
Right. Yeah, man.
Did you ever get to roll with him? And was it a project car that he kind of just kept in the garage and pull out at shows, or did you ever roll with him in the Porsche?
Yeah, it was rolling, man. It's a project car now, actually. But yeah, man, we were at shows. It was a 5-speed with the dog leg transmission, where it's like open down first.
Back,
yeah, man. And my
That's
uncle had
dope
a
because. That's dope because the 928 is what sparked the FC RX-7.
Yeah, well, that whole because there was the that BMW, there was the Supra kind of took a little bit of that, and they all had that kind of like pop up that they all had a whole joint, and then that BMW, it was a V12 BMW. What was that the V10 or V12 BMW with the pop up lights?
Well, you talk about the big body joint.
Yeah. because that was
the
what all
coupe.
that was what all the drug dealers rolled in. That was that.
Yeah,
That was that. Then you had the
Was it like an 830 or something?
I can't remember that. I know that thing had a
8
big
series
ass,
or
long ass goddamn nose. It was that, the Legend, the Vigor.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the 850 CIs.
Yeah.
Well, they had M packages, but yeah, the 850s. But that's dope, dude. Cause yeah, it's kind of like my pops was in the car. He was in the Mustangs, so he always had a few Mustangs and shit. But he always would pick up like random ass cars. Like his homie have a old Ram Power Wagon. Like he go swoop that, and he was always bringing cars on. That's why it's funny as hell. Pops will give me shit. He'd be like, "Damn, you done bought something else?" I'd be like, "I got it from you, dog." Like, you know, I pick up stuff I like and then filter stuff out that I don't, and I keep everything that I've probably accumulated over all the years. So that's why I got so much shit around here. But yeah, it's dope being in a, like, my father wasn't always actively into like car culture, but he introduced me to a lot of the racing. He brought me to first time I went to Thunder Hill. He was always getting me like car magazines and motorcycle magazines and shit. So he wasn't doing it himself, but he knew that I had an interest in it, and he'd feed that.
Yeah, man. So like,
that's dope.
So Zach, what's your like ride or die, man? Like, what's your make and model, man? Like, end of the world, apocalypse time, you got to pick one make, one model, one engine. What's your car of choice for the apocalyptic world? We're gonna definitely see for sure. I don't know. I might not see it.
You know, it's funny, man, because nowadays when I think of cars, I just think of what purpose could I put, you know what I'm saying, behind this car, like grip, drift. So if it was gonna be a drift car, man, probably an S550 Mustang, man.
Okay.
The 15 to 18s.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is, man. The Mustang is just that platform. I had two of them, one V6 and one GT. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. This the heavy front end and then the light rear end is just something about the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man.
Probably with the Coyote, maybe with a Roush blower on it or something.
Yeah, it's like Justin pulls the Coyote out, put an illuminator in it and a Roush Charger on it, and I mean, for the most part, that's all his FD car has, aside from all the support cast. But yeah, that's a wild package. You could put down a lot of efficient power with those things, and the cars are dope too.
I want to get one, man. There's a couple for sale over here. I think the 2000. There's like a 2010 or something like that over here, and it'd just be like some cool shit to get. It's an older one, but it'd be cool to have and everything. Man. I don't know. I got too many. I'm getting rid of stuff. I'm building stuff right now. As soon as we get done with this, I'm getting I fixed the RB, by the way, Lex. It was the freaking I didn't want the relay had backed out on the EGI for like the fuel. Okay. So it was only getting 4 volts to the fuel pump. So as soon as I pushed that bitch back in, it got the full voltage and everything revved up. So
it's always
something stupid, man. And this I didn't it's something that you never think about, and like I never had that issue happen. It's just when I ran a shit through the firewall, I took the relay out and then I didn't push it all the way back in, so it jiggled out and shit. So that's why it ran and then it didn't run like perfectly. And
gotcha.
So, but hey, Zach, man, we were yesterday, man, because you're gonna see it. As soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna hit upload on the joint from yesterday because I don't want to upload while I'm recording this to crash the computer. But me and Lex yesterday we talked heavy on GT7 for like the good amount of the podcast. So GT7, man, are you in the consoles at all, or are you just PC only with the and talk a little bit about your rig too, man. After that.
Okay, yeah, man, I got the Xbox One, but I do want to get a PC, bro. It's so crazy, man. I was a Sony dude my whole life. You know, I had a PS2, PS3, PS4. You know what I'm saying? So I really just got it because Forza. I got on Forza like 2013, and then just how easy it is. You can build cars and stuff. So
we were just talking about the yesterday too, man. So you're kind of in the category, not ain't a bad category, but we was talking about the GT, and like I say, man, like I'm 38, So I was around launch week for GT1. Got that like I think the second week. So I've been a GT guy. So like I don't want to seem like we're not like definitely Jehovah's Witness for Gran Turismo and shit because we were giving it.
I got my
Yeah,
Xbox
we were giving it to
another
GT
one
yesterday,
here and
man.
there.
Yeah, we were giving it to
I
GT
got all the
yesterday.
Xboxes. and
So
I'm having
do you
for
play?
it.
Have you played Gran Turismo before or played like?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I had GT3. Was it the A spec or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Gran Turismo 3.
Seattle,
And I played it
circuit.
out like every track, everything.
What was your favorite track on there, man? By chance, what was your favorite actual track or fantasy track on there?
You said which one?
What was your favorite track on the GT3?
I think what was the one where it had the tunnels? There was some mountain.
Trial Mountain.
Trial Mountain.
Trial
Yeah.
Mountain. Yeah, I like Trial Mountain, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That was dope for drifting, man. Because
Yeah.
like it took me a while to connect that drifting through the tunnel and then going down the hill and going over the bump and then like drift. That was like my favorite sequence right there. Getting that.
They
speed.
brought that back for GT7.
Oh, dude,
I
that's
cannot
gonna
wait.
be-
It's
that's
a
gonna
little
be-
bit adjusted
Yeah,
at the backside after you come down the hill.
yeah,
And then the famous chicane where everybody jumps the
yep,
mountain
yep,
through
yep,
the
yep,
finish
yep,
line.
yep.
They adjusted that, so that's not as prominent. It is as prominent actually. It's a tighter hook back
Mm.
and then go through the start finish. So it's back. They adjusted it, and I can't wait to see those joints. But so you ended up with PC after Xbox.
No,
No,
I
you didn't
don't
get
have a
PC
PC yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay,
thought,
okay.
yeah, I thought
Just the
because when I
Xbox
seen you rocking it there. I thought because I didn't look around the ground. I thought you were on the PC. So what? So again, you're primarily playing Forza when you're drifting.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought
Yep.
you were already on the PC. Man, your setup looks cool, man. That's what a lot of guys, man, they were going. So
Hey,
when did you
thank
get your sim setup?
I believe it was December of 2020.
Shit, man,
Yeah.
so recent. So shout.
Yeah, man. I have never like slid or I've only done like donuts and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was pretty
Mhm.
cool, like actually getting to slide without
Yeah,
tearing somebody's whip
we
up.
just
or,
talking
you know,
about that, man. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
We got the cars, but it's like I said, I got the joints downstairs, and it's cool. I'm not as active on there in any community, even GT, whatever. But it's just cool. Just again, 2:00 in the morning, you press power on, and you get all the laps you want, man. But man, like I've seen you rocking on there, man. And I figured you were on there for at least 4 or 5 plus years on there, man. So, and then like I say, with your hand, I was like, that's pretty impressive, man, to be able to control it and stuff like that.
I really want to get into it, man. I trade right now, like Forex trading and
Okay.
crypto and stuff like that. So
Oh.
yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely get a car built and be in pro-am and compete and do stuff like that, man.
Get it
'Cause
done, man.
it's more than just the car, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No doubt. Like a lot of
You're
guys.
I find, like, because I spent so much time sim racing, like, I've got a rig right here, I got a rig right there. I mean, I've got a steering wheel in the living room that my daughter's always on. I've always been on sim rigs since like 05. Like, I stopped playing with the control and just forced myself to ride the sim rigs. Then when I started drifting in 09, or no, I didn't start drifting in 9. I started drifting in 2010. When I started drifting in 2010, I did a few track days, so I kind of understood the sense of speed going into corners, but not sliding. It just gets a little bit different. But because I had that little bit of experience with the way that the steering wheel folds back, rolls back and forth, and then I had the experience with the speed, I kind of just put them together. Your brain is working on 2 different planes because you're looking with your eyes. Your eyes is choosing the motion, trying to relay it to your brain as to what you've got to do for your feedback with your steering. Because sometimes, what I was telling Donnie, what I've experienced with Forza is the steering wheel has a little bit of a lull from dead center to about 3 degrees both ways. I don't know if it was just my setup, but I didn't have any. You would steer, and right when you get to that like 3 degree to 0, you have a little. It's like loose almost. But because you're used to doing that, when you jump into a car and that feedback is like 1-to-1 the whole way with the steering wheel, you're gonna snap into that so quick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Oh, I know what type time I'm on right now. Like I know what time it is, and dude, like my son been driving Sims since I think the earliest picture I have him with a steering wheel in his hand on the Sim. The video game was 3 or 4, and first time I put him in the car, we had him doing donuts at Thunder Hill, like big wide ones, and his throttle control was good and everything. I was like, oh shit! I think he was like 9 at that time, so. From 9 till now, it's just like go for it, Doug. You got it. You're gonna jump good.
Real quick, Zach. On that, when did you when did you first see Formula Drift? What year?
Let's see, man. Well, Spike TV. We saw it back then. My brother really used to tell me about it, man. But like for me, the biggest drifting impact, man. Probably like 2014, like late 2013, Christmas time when I got Forza.
Okay, who's the champion running? Because like I said, remember I said I got the thing when I forgot the goddamn dude's name, and I mentioned
champion. Who's the champion?
Tanner Faust is the last person I remember before I kind of got back. Yeah. That was 2000. That was like 2010 or some shit. 2014?
I think it might have been. I think it might have been Vaughn, either Forsberg or Vaughn.
In 14, because 14 was like
Forsberg was lit around that time. He had the V8.
Was James Dean there yet?
He was
No, Dean hadn't hit yet because 11 was Essa, right? And then I forgot who else.
Forsberg was like Forsberg is real hard to run.
I know Vaughn was coming right off it because I came into the series spotting with Justin in 15. So
what about
I think Vaughn had just came. Huh?
I'm gonna look it up real quick after
yeah.
So you got this phone right there, man.
Yeah, man. But really as far as like street drifting, sliding, like the swag of driving, it was like I seen Sideshow Tone and way back when, bro, like 2014.
It was
man, he's not this raw.
It was Forsberg, 2014. It was
Forsberg,
yeah, he was lit around that time for sure.
Yeah. Damn, man, I missed. I was like that whole I'm looking at it right now, and the Dean like this pretty much 3 years. He just knocked that shit out.
Yeah, he went back to back. I think 17, 18, 19. I think something like funny, that.
They got Matt Field in here unofficially 2021. They just it's in red, and it's
he got 2 more rounds to go. He can do it.
Yeah, so that's crazy that they put 2021 in here and it's still this current year. But yeah, like I missed the whole Dean and Weiss things. I was like in a thick of starting my business and everything, man. But then it's saying so Daigo. Oh, I was like Daigo won it twice.
Daigo is 12.
So it's like Daijiro and Daigo, and I thought it said Daigo twice. So Daijiro won in 2011 and 12, and they probably like, man, fuck these Japanese. Coming over here and everything.
That's But anyway, so you saw Tone. Tone's right up the way. Sideshow Tone is right here and where he grew up, right here in Pinot, right around my way. So that's dope. So like you was you found him on IG?
Yeah, man. Probably like an Explore situation or something like that.
I'm
trying to see where I found your work. Yeah.
We used to be looking at Tone when he came to Sonoma, but like,
oh, for real?
Cool it. But then it was always dope to check out. He used to always be out there in the streets.
Yeah.
But yeah, also shout out to Ronan Boost, the homies Jamar and them. I see you got their apparel.
Yeah, man.
Yep. I like the fact that you see it's kind of rare nowadays, right? People will look at OG Sparkle. People will look at your shit on Instagram, look at your shit on YouTube, not like, not comment, not subscribe.
Yeah.
Really not support, but they look at it. They look at shit, and I like the fact that who you fuck with, right? You interact with, they interact back, and you support whatever they've got going on, apparel, events, whatever. If you can get to them, so that's like, and that's how this community works. Literally, the connections get made when you mess with when you interact with everybody online. But then when they come around and you can go kick it with them. That's what really makes you new partners. That's what really makes you new friends. What makes us new connections. Like, sometimes my son will be like, "Man, how you know him? How you know him?" It's like, oh, because I messaged him or I talked to him, and then when they come into an event or they come to one of my events or we pop up at the same events, it's like, oh, I got a new partner. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? High fives. Get the interaction in person because social media is literally an icebreaker. It's an easy icebreaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, we've made our acquaintance already. Now it's what's up, partner. You know what I'm saying? What's good? Familiar face. And I like, like a lot of people really don't understand. It may take me some time, but I do respond to every single DM and just about every comment I can. I go into work and I might be at my site about an hour and a half before my actual go time, and I'll be on there, fucking with people in comments. Like, I don't know, like, I know your time is a couple hours ahead of me, but, those early morning responses, like 8 a.m. your time, they'd be like 3 or 4 or 5 my time, but that's really when I'm going through a lot of shit and I'm responding to people. But I like that that interaction can go that way, because the lamest shit you could do, especially if you like somebody that's popping or whatever, is somebody DM you, you look at it and leave them on scene.
Yeah, it is. This is
you looked at it, nigga.
Yeah, because even if you just say, even if you just give them a one-liner, man, like that's cool, whatever. Like that's literally. Like, yeah, like I say, like let's say the same thing, man. Because like I'll respond to everybody unless it's like, say if they come with some wild, like over the top, like pyramid scheme shit. I'll be like, nah, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, that's the only time I'll be like, nah, because I don't know that shit. It might even be like everybody getting their accounts taken over now, and you think you're talking to a bot, and that's crazy, man. How that stuff going on, man. But yeah, the social media stuff, it is what it is. Like I said, it made things happen in a lot of connections. So like Zach on Atlanta Motor Speed Park joint, like how did you when did you find out about the event, and then when did you lock into going into the event? Because y'all drove up. Or drove up and over from up. You drove up from Florida, man. Mm-hmm. And how was that trip?
Oh, it was a good trip, man. It's funny. When you said you was heading out, I said, all right, I'll meet him there.
Okay. Yeah. see, I didn't know,
bruh.
Yeah. That's crazy,
I
dude.
only came because you pulled up, bro. Like, no that's
shit.
it. I was like,
that's dope, man. That's dope.
I'm pulling up. It's over with.
That's dope, because I didn't know if that was I figured, because I had a few buddies who were like they were going up to they were down in Florida doing business, and they were going up to Baltimore, and they like kind of stopped through there. They were going to the Carolinas and everything, and they just stopped through and everything. So I got a bunch of like random guys, man, who like they were just not really coming to the event, and they seen the social media stuff. So that was dope, man. And like,
yeah, man,
that's why I was like, man, when I went to the airport, I was telling Lex, man, the shit almost didn't, like, the first joint. Yeah. I got to the booth, and chick was like, "Where's your PCR check?" I'm like, "I'm doing it in Tokyo." She was like, I'm like, and then I'm like, bro, the first leg of the trip I'm about to get shut down. So I was like, then she was like, oh, you can go down there and take the test there. And then honestly, so I'm sitting in the thing, I wasn't nervous. I'm like, I know I ain't got nothing. But you have to wait before you board your plane, you get your results. So if you get a negative, positive, you're not only you're not getting on a plane, they're gonna
they rolling you out.
Yeah,
huh?
Like one dude escorted by the cops, like they had his luggage, like because it was like you ain't going nowhere, like you ain't going back on a plane, bus, nothing. You going to this hotel to do your shit, mandatory, and you got to pay for it. You got to pay for everything up front. So this shit, man, with the Corona stuff, the Atlanta trip was cool, even though the car didn't work. But I'm pretty much I'm staying put until they figure out some way to make this stuff quicker, and we ain't doing no what I mean, the vaccine cards or what, because I mean I lost 14 days away from business plus the trip. That was like over 20 days that I lost. And I can't do that, man. So, but yeah, man. So speaking of that, man, how's everything been for you personally, man? Doing all this Corona BS, man. Overall,
man, it's not too bad, honestly. With Florida, man, I just try to stay away from people, man. That's
because y'all never shut down. Y'all never shut down,
man. Nah, and if they said we shut down, we was open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's right, man. Because Lex and Cali was weird. So Cali was tight, Then Japan, like Japan was tight before the. I mean, they wear masks naturally.
Oh man.
So we're both in like places where like they're, you know, what I mean, it's pretty tight. And then you're in Florida, man, where they just wide open. Everybody was coming there. So did you see a lot of guys? You know, did you notice a lot of people coming there to get away from Corona?
Man, like crazy, yo.
Yeah.
It was a point in time where like everyone I met was like, "Yeah, I'm from Cali. Yeah, I'm from New York. Yeah, I'm from here." I'm like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah, you probably run into Schultz and them because Schultz and the dudes from I watched the Flagrant 2.
They was outside with everybody.
Yeah, man, fucking. They like, man, New York is this and New York is that. And then the next thing they got the Miami joint. They was like, man, fuck this.
Wow.
They went down to Miami for like a solid 3-4 months.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man. So that shit was crazy. So, damn, man. So you got all those people coming there and everything, and I'm pretty sure business was good as far as like, you know, tourism too. So that's pretty dope, man. So, but yeah, man. So for Florida, man, is that like going to be your home base, or are you going to like probably move somewhere else, or like what you going to do? What you going to do down there?
Well, we have a track down here. It's called OSW. Orlando Speedway. Yeah, they have the events there. But
is that where Brat was, Lex? The OS with the
everybody Taylor with those Brat.
Okay.
Does
okay.
Yeah. It's literally the kind of, it's like home, grassroots home over there in that area.
Okay.
Because all the other tracks got closed up, but this one's still giving people access.
Yeah, man.
It really just depends, man, because I really just want to get as good of a driver as I can. So I want to live by the track and be by a track that has drifting consistently.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, man. I haven't made my mind up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cool thing about that shit now, man, is just like where you at is where you at. It's like, you know, here I'm in Japan, but guys are asking me like when you talk to me, the other guys like, man, wow. So why the fuck did you leave Japan to come to Atlanta? I'm like, bro, because number one, like the vibe, like just I'm flying halfway across the world just for the vibe alone.
Yeah.
Because like even though I'm in Japan, they have a really, like if you come visit, man, either one of you guys, you'll see they got a really cliquish type high school shit, man. Like this is my crew. This is my. I mean, it's like that in the States too. But at the same time, I can communicate with motherfuckers. Here, I don't speak fluent Japanese, so like when dudes are, I'm the type of guy I'm gonna confront issues. So like, you know what I mean? If there's an issue, you don't want me to drive with you or your team because you think I'm gonna crash into you, or you think, you know, simply because I'm better than you at driving, they'll do that shit. I'm like, man, you know, so simply I drift by myself here. So it's like I'm kind of on the island by myself. I got the business and everything going on, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go to the States, vibe with yourself, Lex, whoever else there, and then also market my business better because I make more sales actually, believe it or not. Or I make all my money comes from outside of Japan. It's not really, I don't work with Japanese much, and it's just they're not gonna trust a gaijin to work on their Japanese car. That's what it comes down to, man. So it is what it is. But hey, man, I let it roll up my back and keep it moving, man. And you know what I mean, it is what it is. I've been here 14 years, so I'm kind of I'm kind of jaded by it, and it's just life at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's just shaking. What are you just Forza? You don't jump on anything else on there? You got a Assetto Corsa?
Yeah, I do have a Assetto and a Car X, man. I was
we got a jam on that. It's cross-platform.
Man, it'd be that's true, man. It's so weird. I feel like when you switch up game to game, I don't know, it just do something with my driving a little bit.
Yeah,
all them different
does.
Like force feedbacks, it just kind of like, you know, confuse me. But I'm gonna get on Car X. I'm gonna get back on Car X.
It makes you adapt, man, because the you get on the Car X, man. Like I'm a GT guy, man, but I forced myself to get comfortable with it because for years, man, I was telling Lex, man, I'll be in my sim seat playing with the controller because I wanted to drift in the lobby and I didn't want to spin out. And then I'm sitting in a seat with a wheel in front of me, but I got a controller because I just couldn't get it. And then I just like Car X, man, I got on it and I'm like, bro, why can't I drive this right away? And then also Assetto, but the PC is way more like it's, I don't know what it is, man, but I'm like, bro, like I was able to rock on it pretty quickly. And it's like, so why can't I emulate that, and it's just like Lexus pretty much has mastered the GT mechanics, which is like it kind of has a tilt, and like you gotta get that fine line and everything. It's kind of like it rotates. Lexus, you said rotates center or front, as far as the car rotation in GT.
Depends on car. They actually did pretty good.
Yeah,
they. That's something that I noticed on physics. But yeah, it's pretty much a central to front central rotation. So they did pretty good on that.
Like for example, I don't know why, but the Miata, obviously because it's small, the Miata is easier for me to drift, I guess, because it's not a lot of car. But the Miata was easy to drift, and also one car that was oddly easy. It was like the Risto. The Aristo, I don't know why that shit was like when I made the track, I was like killing it. I'm like, why is this car naturally so easy to drift? And it's like that's true. Like so you go in a Prowler. I was driving a Prowler and I had fun with that.
Yeah,
and that wasn't. I actually I want to throw a 2J in one of those in real life. They're expensive though, man. But if you see one out there that's ratted up, man, let me know. I want to get that thing over here in Japan. But yeah, man. So that's pretty dope, man. So like, far as we were talking about GT7 yesterday, Zach. Have you seen a trailer for it, or are you interested in playing it at all, or what's your thoughts on that?
Man, I do want to get it.
Yeah.
But I have to probably get a new wheel, so I'm not sure.
What you got?
I need to check the trailer out. I have a Thrustmaster TX, but it's like an Xbox PC wheel.
Okay. So it says Xbox on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you could use something like I have a drive hub adapter.
Yeah,
and
that's what I run. Yeah, that's what I run
from.
Yeah,
that'll allow you to use whatever you want.
Well, mine is called.
That's perfect.
Yeah, mine is called. It's a C word, but it's I bought two of them. You essentially lose. It's like Chronos or something like that. You lose one controller.
Yeah, Chronos Max.
Chronos Max or Chronos. Yeah, so you're gonna lose one of your controllers. So just go and get one that got like maybe a button broken, and you just plug it into that.
Yeah,
and the code it syncs to your. So you don't gotta buy no new wheel, man. And that thing ain't no delay or nothing, because I run the G27 on my PS4 with CarX and other stuff, man. And there's no delay. You can program it, and it's like it's essentially a adapter. It's really programmable, but the setup is like 5 minutes, and it's like about.
Now, only thing I've noticed though with CarX is people will think that you're using a controller.
Oh, really?
Because your icon will say controller, but it's not. You're using the wheel.
Right, because your ID configuration is up there. So you can basically like you don't gotta change the wheel, man. So that's
dope.
Yeah, you can definitely get on that. And then like we were just talking about too, like the PS. I don't have a PS5 and no aspirations to get one. The release date got released, but I still got PS4s downstairs, man, and you know what I mean. I was like, you know what I mean. I don't feel a need to get it yet. Which you got a 5 yet, or you're not interested in that yet? PS5?
Nah, no PS5.
Yeah. I think
I'll probably get it for a rock out.
Yeah. It's like nobody really is. I don't know, man. I think it's a failed release because it's like I don't see people really talking about it. And it's like
failed release, yes.
Yeah.
Good ass system, yes.
Oh yeah.
Problem was no games. They shot themselves in the foot with that. They did the product hype without the cast. So because that's why I don't have it. I literally only want to play Ace Combat and Gran Turismo. And until that shit pops out, that shit can stay on whoever's shelf it's at until I go buy it.
Yeah, and Zach, you pretty much mostly just when you get on there and do jam, pretty much all on the Sims and the racing stuff, or you play any other genres or games, or just racing.
I like shooting games too. But man, I'm just so sticking to them racing games. It's like that's just it.
Nah, man, you definitely gotta get out there, man. So like you say, you're looking at getting the car to slide and everything, take it to the track, man. What because I mean, you mentioned Mustang before, man. What are you looking to slide? What are you looking to get into?
Man, something easy, man. 350Z.
Z seem to be popping off.
See, I like the SN95 Cobra too, man. With the 4 valve.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know why I like that John too. I love that car.
That's the first car I actually slid, like manual car too. It was clean, man.
Yeah. No,
It was a
man.
GT though with the 2 valve. It wasn't the big boy.
Yeah. Hey, man, like I said, like the biggest thing, man, like the reason I asked you the question about the FD, man, is you said 2014, 13 is when you start watching it or whatever, man. Like, I think the biggest thing, I'm not saying this is you, man, but the biggest thing I see with a lot of guys who want to get into it, you see that FD stuff, and a lot of the new guys, they just think they need all that shit, all those bells and whistles. That cars, those cars are built for that specific task. But like I tell guys, man, seat, diff, and coils, and go. You know what I mean? That's it, man. So like definitely, like I'm not sure if that's your thought process and everything on getting started, man. But just keep it simple and just go out there and rip, and everything. So do you follow do you know the Brap guy? You know Brap?
I actually found out
like
who the guy was from another video I was watching. So I kind of just tuned in to him recently.
The thing is, he just got into drifting, man. Like by the guys the Knights. What's those guys? Lex.
King's Garage.
King's Garage, yeah. King's Garage, yeah. So they've been pretty much running him. So he got I think BMW. I've kind of been not caught up on the stuff, but he just got into drifting, and he's a really solid bike guy in the bike community for the stunts. But he's kind of grew out of the street riding a little bit. You know what I mean? Some people like it, some people don't. And he was one of the first guys I started following when I got my bike and everything, man. So I gave major props to those guys because I've already bust my ass trying wheelie, and I just kind of keep I just keep the wheels down for now and everything. But yeah, I've already looked at the sky once. I'm like, nah, not yet, man. Too old for that shit. But.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to get back on the bike, man. I never rode nothing with gears, just like 2 strokes and stuff. But my uncle had a shop back here, and it was like, the little rent, the little shops where it's like where probably you could fit about 4 cars in them.
Yeah.
Storage units people use to work out of. And it had so many units down and like hallways. And my brother had his bike. It was called I think it was called an X7 pocket bike. And I had
Yep.
The R1 looking. Nah, you didn't have one, man.
I did.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. My brother had an X7, man, and I had an X1 it was like a Gixxer. My uncle painted it like a Gixxer, and man, he had me in the straights. So I was like, okay, if I enter this turn a lot faster than him, I can stay with him.
Yeah.
And man, my dad was like, yo, I wanted to pull you off the bike, man. Like you was going too fast. And that's when I finally was getting it. I was like, it was clicking, man. Like the racing and stuff was clicking. I was like, okay.
Yeah. How many CCs was that bike?
They were like 70, I think.
70 cc? Okay.
Or 110s. Because you know what? They might have been 110s because I had a X7, the one that looked like the R1, the 03 R1 front end with the undershell exhaust. Then I had a X17 or whatever it was, or the X13 or 15, but it was manual with gears, and that was the first bike I learned to wheelie. My other motorcycles, I was trying to wheelie them, but I had this little fucking pocket bike, this little mini bike that I go out in front of the house and I'd wheelie that shit all day. My wife used to be so annoyed with just hearing it.
Oh, shit! Talking about your wife. So you're a full grown man doing that shit.
Full grown? I never grew up, yo. So I was on the little pocket bikes.
Yeah, I figured you're talking about like maybe like 15, 16. I did. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because
I grown.
It was that. What year was that when the pocket bike shit just blew up? Like it was because this shit.
The pocket bike.
What was that like?
Crazy.
08?
Yeah, that was
07,
like 07,
08. They went crazy. Because remember the little baladas, the original.
Oh, what were they called?
They were baladas and Polinis. Those little tiny motherfucking strokes. Those were the first. Those were the jump off. Like when Jadakiss said, "You all up in the hood like them little motorcycles." That's what jumping off.
Yeah.
Those. My brother had those, and we were mobbing out.
Yeah.
Knees knocked out. Yeah, you look like Donkey Kong and shit on Mario Kart. We be mobbing those joints, and then when they started to get a little bit bigger, and they had headlights and taillights, horns and blinkers, speedometers, everything. We was like, boy, what the hell? So we swooped those.
Yeah.
And then the joints had the manual ones came out, and I was like, okay, these pocket bikes.
What happened was like it looked like
they started
was
doing the most.
It was the joints because I remember when it was like for me first seeing them they was around because I remember it was when I kind of dropped out of college for a little bit, and it was before I went to the military. I was back for a summer, and I remember everybody having them, but then of course China got on them, and they start coming out. So we would go across town because they were selling them at Pep Boys and Advance Auto. And that's why they call it the Pep Boy bikes and everything. But the ones at Pep Boys are they were like a little bit more durable. But the dude found some cheaper ones from this Chinese shop. So we went across this fucking way, driving, and it's like this fucking textile store. And they got a bunch of them in the back, like a bunch straight off. They just smell. Like if you ever had some shit from China, fresh from China, that's that smell. It's a significant straight from China smell. Like it got that boxes they use and whatever they use. I'm like, this shit smells Chinese, right? So we was buying all. He bought all those, and what we did was change the engines and shit, and he was selling them and everything. So we had one, and we put a 110cc on. That's the one I told you, Lex, that dragged me across the floor. So Zach, I was fucking around with it, and I didn't know bikes at all. And I was like, man, this a little bitch bike or whatever ain't gonna do nothing. And I hit the throttle, and that bitch was dragging me. Yeah, that motherfucker was dragging me, and I'm like, that bitch like, I'm like, yeah.
Oh shit.
The cool thing I found out about those damn X1, X whatever bikes. The coolest shit was, so I was with the motorcycles, I was taking the pegs off and putting real rear sets on mine. So I'd have all these factory pegs laying around. My homeboys come change theirs, and they'd always leave their parts in my house. Dog, those rear sets bolted up to those mini bikes.
No shit.
So I had real Yamaha rear set, and they had the rear brake there. You just hooked it all up, so the shit worked hella good. And when you change those rear sets, because the factory ones on those little X bikes were really low, the Yamaha ones were high. So we would be in the park. There's the walkway through the park across the street from my house in Richmond, and we'd be mashing it like it was a racetrack. Dog, there was nothing that was fucking with that X bike. Like everybody bring out their little their XR 50s and the CR 120. I forgot what the CRF 50s. Bro, that X bike was dogging their ass. That Chinese bike was moving, and it was just like, all right, cool. So these Chinese bikes ain't that bad. And it's like I was at the mindset of, hey, can't nobody talk shit. I got all these motorcycles and cars, so I'm just buy these little Chinese bikes and whoop them, right? So then I started buying the 110 dirt bikes, and that was the next bike that once I got good wheeling on the XR, on the X bike, the X7 or X13, whatever that was, then I'd be really wheeling my real bikes, and that's what really got me a balance point and all the shit. But for play, we'd have the pit bikes with the bars and the rear axle pegs. And so it was just nothing but wheelies all day on them little Chinese bikes. And then we go jump on the street bikes and hit it up all night. And fools are like, damn, this fool just started wheeling out of nowhere. Like, yeah, because I'd be out front the house all day on their little Chinese pocket bikes.
And then not as loud, too. Well, they got a significant sound. They weren't. But I was just remembering that one summer in Baltimore, man, there was this all cops, cops really didn't. It was by that time they had the no chase thing. So they wouldn't really chase you, but they would just motherfuckers just ripping and running up and down the street on the sidewalk with them and shit, little packs and everything. And then of course you got the I'm pretty sure you know Zach about the whole 12 o'clock boys and the Baltimore dudes, and so you had those guys and you had the pocket bikes trying to run around with them, trying to keep up with them and everything. So it was crazy, man. But other than the cars and bikes, man, and the Sims, man, what other stuff? I know you mentioned crypto. So when did you get into crypto and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, yeah.
About crypto, probably about 8 months ago. Okay. And like the other thing, the foreign exchange trading.
Yeah. My boys used
January
to do that.
1st, 2020.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 2020.
How you know it? Because I just got into stocks and everything. I actually sold, I reset twice because I first got into it and I was just buying shit I like. Like I bought about 45 units of Mazda because it was like $3 and something cents. I didn't rebuy, but I sold it back. I reset twice because my first portfolio, I just had all types of shit, man. And I'm like, man, this shit it ain't really moving. And then I would start watching shit like Warren Buffett, and he was like, well, you can like do this little penny stuff, and like at Hope, or just go ahead and sell a car and then cash in full on Tesla or something that's already up and moving, because it's going to go up. And Amazon, like, it's like what 3,000-4,000 or higher a share and everything. So it's like, and it made sense because I can do the small stuff and then hope it pops. Or so what's your ideal, or how do you? I mean, without giving away too many of your secrets, man. What's your theory on that?
Yeah, man. So basically, I just try to go off just strictly price action.
Right.
Just look at the charts and look at exactly what they're doing. Cause man, them Japanese candlesticks, man, that's basically what it is, and it's just man. It's just risk reward at the end of the day, man.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it really helps me out with it's gonna help me out with life, really, man. Just turn you into a man, because you like, man, I'm trying to just bet it all on this trade, but like it's gonna go this way, and then I'm gonna be cleaned out. So
I
like it, man. The discipline.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So is that do you do this like full time? Is this your main source of income?
No, not full time yet. I work at Enterprise, and I just detail cars on the side, and fund the account with that. Yeah, so.
But man, that right there, man. That's dope, because a lot of guys, man, they get into the mind. I mean, like, you work for somebody, whatever, man, and then like they'll give all their time, and then you're like, man, so after work is just like they don't really get into anything else and everything, you know, do your other stuff, man. So it's definitely dope. It's kind of I really wish 4 years ago, man, my dude who actually invested into my company, he got me a few things and everything. I've already paid him back, but he was like, when we start working together, he would always be on his phone. I'm like, I thought he was talking to chicks and everything, right? Because he's like a playboy.
Thought that boy was swiping.
No, that motherfucker was like, he was on Tesla back when that shit was like 200 something a share, and now the dude showed me his portfolio. I'm like, dude, like, he bought a Tesla by investing in Tesla and everything, man.
Ryan Leslie literally just told a story that he bought some. Was it Microsoft or was it Apple's? It was something. It was something. Yep. It was Apple. He put his money in. His financial advisor told him, go ahead and put some bread in there. He put some bread in there. It flipped over, and he said, damn, I got 6 figures. Oh, 300,000, he said. I got my little 300,000. I'm going to pull this out and go buy my mama something nice. He said, boy, you could do that. But if you do that, I'm never giving you no financial advice about anything ever again. He said he left that shit in there, and what did he do? He pulled it out. Or he didn't pull it out, but what is it now? It's like a couple million.
Yeah, I think he said 16 million.
Yeah. It was 16.
Crazy.
That's
shit,
I knew that was in my head, but I didn't want to say, like, over embellished. But yeah, it's like $16 million, blood.
Right.
And Ryan Leslie's never done bad. He's been like literally at the forefront of like technology, as far as like, let's say, apps and things like that. He was the first one talking about, I'm gonna give y'all my album, but you got to call this phone number, and he get people kind of like call lists. So he's been like really, really on technology. So it was good that he took that advice, because shit, he just whatever money, the first dude that told me to invest some stuff, I invested in a couple of stocks back in the day. First dude that told me to invest in stuff, he said, invest what you're willing to lose. Like, if you're good to lose $1,000, go ahead and throw $1,000 away.
Right.
Put it in something. So it's kind of dope that Ryan Leslie saw a huge return like that for something that you're essentially like, let me just put this in the pot and let it do what it do.
Because what they don't talk about, man, is like my dude, he does show me. He always kind of like, because he's from Cleveland, Ohio, man. So like he kind of made it out, so to speak, and everything. He's living a good life here in Japan. Really upbeat guy and everything. And when he posts, he tries to I know what his post is targeting. He's trying to get his homies from where he's from to kind of, to try some other shit to get up out of their situation there, right? Because that situation is going to stay the same. So it's a good thing. A lot of people getting in on it. It's a fad, but like drifting. The dudes who get into drifting, for a little bit. They get into it for glitz and glamour. They only last for like 2 months, and then you never see them again. So, I mean,
yeah.
So like again, for me, I just kind of was doing it. I was just doing a bunch of penny stuff, and I kind of pull out and reset. So when I go back in, I'm kind of going to go in honestly looking to put straight on Amazon and Tesla. And honestly, you gotta put in, man. So like to get that, like you say, if you pull that 300K out, 300K seems like that's a lot of cash, but that should quadruple to what he has now, and that's probably more. But what he did, they don't show him. What I was saying, my boy, he shows me the losses. Like he shows me he'll lose like 10K, 12K in a day, but at the same time, because what he's bidding, what he has shares on, is like a temporary loss because the next week he gains 15, so he gets that 12K back plus another 3K, and that's where you know what I mean, you gotta go in like, you know, he has 100 and something shares on this, and that's why I bought like 45 on Mazda. I was like, man, maybe this Mazda shit'll pop, and then it kind of didn't do shit, but maybe it will pop. I'm not sure what Mazda gonna do with EV, because EV is kind of, I got a bunch of EV stuff. I was doing a lot of electronic stuff and everything, and but I kind of didn't really do research, and I kind of was just playing like games and shit. So I really want to kind of really, yeah, man, like selling like stocks and shares and stuff like that is definitely what I'm looking at next, man. Like the options and stuff.
What's your what was your most successful trade, or let's say week dealing with those type of finances and stocks?
So man, I had a $2,000 account. Man, I made like 1K in a day, and it was like $500 on gold, trading gold against the dollar. The $500 came, dog, like 45 minutes, something like that. Just catching it on the way up. It was buying real hard, so I just jumped in real quick and just jumped out.
Yeah.
So you don't like the kind of day, so you do day trading?
Yeah, basically day trading, man. Yeah. The currencies though, like, you know, USD against the yen, and Great British Pound against the US dollar, stuff like that.
Right.
But see, what I like that you're doing though is you keep your grind, right? Always keep your job, benefits, tax protection, all of that little silly shit, right? Yeah. What my partner was doing that was day trading, he was just all in, not working, no nothing. And it's just like you'd have those good days, and then you'd have those plummets. But the fact that you're doing your thing, and you're working, and then you go home after, get on, do a little bit of training, maybe stay up late at night if something's rolling, or get up mad early and cut, you know what I'm saying? Like those days used to be crazy. We'd be doing shit and we'd tell him to come on, and be like, nah, I gotta, he's always rolling with his laptop everywhere. I gotta get on this.
Yeah. You got it heavy, man, because the reason why I got the laptop is because I didn't know, like, when I got on, because I started with Robinhood, like I got in like when I got that first supplement thing, whatever, from I didn't know I was getting it, because I haven't made American dollar since 2016 registered, and PayPal is different and everything, but I didn't know Robinhood, man. Like when you go on the app and a phone gives you like limited options, and
limited access.
Yeah, when you go on a laptop, it like opens up all this stuff. You could do like because like in the GameStop shit. That GameStop shit, when my dude told me about it, the same guy, and I bought 7 shares, but I made a mistake and I put limited, and I didn't know I clicked it on a fucking phone, so it was like I pretty much So I wanted to buy it right there, but I clicked limit, and it was like the limit was like $31 or some shit like that. It was already fucking gone, so I was never going to get $31, and I missed that bus, man. I missed that
missing the bus.
Yeah, so that sucks, but it's like, you know what I mean, that was like that the you know, every time Elon Musk would say some shit, or this guy would say some shit, so it started getting to those trends like that, and it kind of like that's not for me, it's not the best to invest on, because it's like a fad investment. You know what I mean? It's not really good analytics behind it. There's no proof behind what it's going to do. And then like the whole AMC now, they don't let you, the AMC GameStop, you can't even buy shares if it's still even around. So that it is what it is on that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
it's so hard, man, because I could have bought a car, and start sliding, but it's like OSW is about 3 hours from my house, about 2.5, 3 hours. So it's like I wasn't gonna do nothing but get in trouble, be street skidding everywhere, and just like I was like, man. So like the thing with me is I'm in it for the long haul, man. I'm trying to be drifting at 50, 60, 70, like
my guy.
So it's like I got time, man. I just got to figure these finances out and get my freedom, and then we good.
Yeah, because that's one thing. Like a lot. If you watch, dudes were kind of knocking FD Japan last week because they had the rain and they were just like it wasn't. People would like assume that everybody in Japan is like this top shelf Daigo Saito, and even with Saito, man, like he kind of Daigo don't need fucking anything else, and he's kind of like he's doing this shit for fun. He don't fucking care too much anymore. So like they've seen that Daigo is like he's a human, because it was like that one point where he was like just running through shit, and that one summer where he won championships in multiple different places over the world. We just want to get one podium. This motherfucker's winning championships in America, somewhere in Japan, somewhere over here in the Philippines. But at the same time, he's like he gets his thing and he gets his fill. And a lot of the cats here in Japan, Ueno, I forgot his damn name, man. But anyway, he started a shop and he disappeared for like almost 8 years. And also I heard he owed people money and shit I don't want to know about. And he disappeared. And then he just came back, man. And a lot of the cats in FD are like older. Like the one guy, Omari's son, is like 65. And he's sliding S15. And then of course you got Oka-chan from Yashiro Factory, who was up there. So like the age shit, you can fucking slide anything. So that's what I'm kind of at too, man. I had to take I took 5 years off. People saying I quit and all this other stuff, man. But life willing, man. Everything goes good. You'll definitely see that the older age and everything, and it's definitely not. There's no age limit on it. There's no.
There's none.
There's no age limit on it. There's no older. You either can fucking rip or you can't. That's all it is. So, yeah, man, definitely do that, man. Get everything lined up, and definitely you're doing it. You're doing it properly, man. Like I say, even before I talked to you, before Lex spoke to you, man, even by talking to you in Atlanta, I can just kind of get. I've been around a lot of people, man. I've been around the world, and I can kind of gauge quickly, who I'm talking to, man. And you kind of already seem level headed, and stuff like that, man. So you're doing it properly, dude. Definitely.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Don't rush into it.
Yeah, it's always good to set your finances up before you get a ton of responsibilities, because we all have responsibilities, you know what I'm saying? But before you get a ton of them, before you really just have to worry about all kind of shit, get your shit together, man.
Okay, all right, I got you.
No, real shit, because I've been very fortunate to be able to play my whole life, right, and still juggle family and shit. But I've had like some really excellent jobs, and then having those jobs, and then at times losing them, my hustle had to remain at the level that I was getting those jobs, so I had to jump in and get shit quick. But I've always found a way to get back together on getting this bread. But if I was able to like settle in, they always say be like the ant, not like the cricket, right? If I was always more financial brained, like there was a time when I was growing up, maybe from 17 to 31, I would spend every dollar in my account, every pay cycle. Get that shit out of here. Give me everything I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, next time I get paid, it's going to be love. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't brilliant, right? That's not brilliant. That's what kids do. That's that kid brain shit. But that wasn't the brilliance, But if you've got that mindset where you're already like, no, let me set this up and be cool. Like I tell my kid, my plan is he can't leave the house until he got 20 G's somewhere that he don't touch.
Right.
Like, you could have bread like in a regular account, but your savings account, you gotta have like 20, dog, because I know how fast money goes.
Yeah.
I know how fast that shit just, you know what I'm saying? You get out. Say you get an apartment. Say you put a down payment on a house. That's gonna be done.
Yeah, because one thing, man, is like people don't realize, and it's like you get some adult shit. And it's like it's weird how that shit happens, man. Like you don't realize when you you don't realize shit gets real until you like in the store with your wife, and they like, yeah, that shit, that chair is like 2, and I'm like, fucking 2 for what? $2K for that shit, and that's like that's the peasant level shit, to be honest. Cause when you compare it to like the extravagant shit other motherfuckers be buying, like, you know what I mean. So like $5,000 for a bedroom set.
Don't have hobbies, yo.
Yeah.
Don't have a hobby. God forbid.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
It's shit drifting.
Like, yeah. Dog. I mean, just imagine like in my garage, all the stacks of brand new Falcons and that shit. Joints cost bread for me to go smoke them up in like 5-6 laps. Yeah, you know, gas right now for me, my car is $10 a gallon. Shit. 16 gallons, and that motherfucker blows through the gas. It blows through the gas tank. Yeah,
what's the fuel prices in Florida right now? By the way, for premium, because that's the only thing that matters.
$2.89 regular, man. Premium R93 is probably about $3.69, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's good money. We're at $5 a gallon on that, and then $4.25 regular.
So what's your highest octane in Cali?
91 piss fuel.
91?
Yeah.
What about
we got
93 is the highest for you, Zach?
Certain places. Yeah, we have y'all got 93. Yep.
That's fucking crazy. I'm like 98. It's all I've been used to, man. Over here, that's all we. Yeah, so we got 98 is.
What's that?
Yeah, and I hear that Japanese fuel is pretty good, and when they've tested it, some have been up to 100 octane.
Yeah. That's what there's people don't talk about it, but you'll see certain gas stations, and they kind of like keep it like they don't. So you'll see a lot of bikes that go to this one particular, or a lot of race cars, one gas station, and I know where they are, but that's one of those secrets.
I got a gas station. It's like 30 miles, 40 miles from me. 100 at the pump.
I thought Sunoco was like pretty much all. The Sunoco, I remember them being like 90. They had like the 100, the 98, and everything in Maryland.
Sunoco, Sunoco has it. It's Sunoco in Sonol, but that's on the other side of the hill, closer to San Jose.
They got 91.
I got that fuel station. They got 91, 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
They got the whole. Yeah.
Got all of them. They have every you go to the gas pump, it's a rainbow of fucking options.
Yeah, Zach. That's how.
That is normal prices, but then since I bought the house near Sonoma has a station there, but everything is $10 a gallon. Yeah, every option.
Yeah, that shit was Zach. When I was at EMS and everything, they had a fuel pump there, and that shit had it had 93, 98. It had 10. It had like 5 different options, and a fucking 93 was 740 something. I'm like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I was like, so that's the thing on that. That's the only thing that the whole trip that I was like, fuck up, because I filled that bitch up. I filled that 14 up.
Damn. Yeah.
Like I filled that motherfucker up, man. And then like it didn't work. I'm like, bro. I just put like. So I was like, damn, dude. I was like, damn. I wasn't even mad about this. I was like, dude, I just filled this shit up. Ain't nothing worse than filling your shit up. It'll happen to you.
Oh man.
Ain't nothing worse than filling your shit up and then like your car break or some shit happen. Like, man, I got this whole fucking fresh tank of fuel, and like I can't get boost for whatever reason at the track. Sometimes you knew that shit before you left the track. I mean, Lex talked about that too. That's one thing I definitely will give you advice on, man. It's like, man, if your shit ain't tip top shape before you're ready to go, just shut it down. And I did that actually today. I was supposed to be drifting today, and I just got the engine running, and I didn't do my brakes, and I didn't do paint. And I was like, nope, because it's like, like I said, you got to drive 2-3 hours to get the OSW. You want to make sure you got the best opportunity to get seat time. So like, if it ain't all, because people say, well, take a gamble and do this, and I've done that shit, and I've got respect, but at the same time, I've wasted a lot of money too. Like $3-4K in one weekend, because I knew the car wasn't ready, and I still wanted to do my D1 event. It was no refund, and I knew the shit wasn't gonna perform, and I broke in practice. I'm like, I'm out $4,000, man, gone. Damn. You know what I mean? And so I got tired of doing that shit. So for me, if it ain't like Ryan Literal, I'm pretty sure you probably been following him a little bit, and he's been pulling out from events, and people like, man, you jiving in this? I'm like, nah, dude, it costs $10K at base to run a weekend. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta definitely, man, make sure all shit's aligned as good as you can get it, and maximize that seat time, man.
Yeah.
Because Lex will tell you,
yeah,
man.
How was it? How was it driving the Corolla around that track, man? That thing looked pretty steep.
Well, one, it wasn't mine, so I didn't get into it. You know what I mean? Like really get into it. But I did the last lap. I did kind of. I was like, Alan was like, cool, man. Alan was like, drive it. So there was a Z that kept spinning out because I was in a single class, no cage. And I was like, so what I did is the first uphill part, you probably seen the video where guys were initiating. The hot stroke would naturally don't. So I bypassed that part and just fucking got 4th gear speed and almost linked it all the way around. So you just got to have like a lot of speed and everything. And that second portion, man, the videos do no justice on that downhill and uphill. Like it's blind too. And you just flick into it and the car goes sideways. And if you don't, you kind of like drift sideways and like just hope nobody's over there because you can't see over the crest. So you just like, hey,
damn.
Yeah. And the flagger was at the bottom. The flagger should have been at the top of the fucking hill. The flagger was all the way at the end of the track. Like, so if anybody side spun, like you just straight sideways into him. You can't see anything. Other than that, the flagger stuff was a little iffy there, but the track, man, that track was definitely yeah, man, get it rigged, Gavin, man. You gotta go out there and drive, man. It's definitely cool, man.
Yeah, man. You mean that turn that connected to the right-hander at the end?
Yeah.
The long, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
that was steep.
Yeah, that was but the flagger was at the end of that, at the end of the end of all of that. So like if anybody spun out, which my guy did, I'd actually spun into the track trying to do some stuff, and I've seen a bunch of guys spinning out. So like you're just blind right there, man. So it was kind of, I was like, hey man, whatever, you know what I mean? Hearing that stuff, but it was cool, man. The event was cool. Like I said, it was cool to run into you out there, you and your brother, and the other people I met out there.
Yes, sir.
And definitely coming back again, man. So,
have you gone to FD in Orlando?
No, I have not been to FD yet, man. Not yet.
Yeah, FD is a pretty cool event. When you go to it, it's way more than what you see on the streams. It's a lot going on. You know, it's pretty cool. FD is one of the only shows on earth that is so interactive with drivers, their pits, and spectators being able to go around, interact, and get in the mix. So, yeah, if you get a chance to, because I don't know how much longer they're going to stay at OSW. I know it's funny, it's like a place they've been trying to escape from, but shit keeps happening where they keep re-upping the contracts.
Right.
Like they were out of there. 2020 had a whole nother lineup. OSW was gone. But because 2020 happened and they were trying to get a schedule together, OSW was like,
hey man,
welcome back.
They should just get with LZ and drift and hold the events in his compound and shit, man. So be like,
man,
that dude, man, that dude. So you follow? What's your not? I mean, it matter about thoughts because we were all cool. He was there at the event, man. The when you see a guy like LZ moving, how he's moving, man, like does that give you motivation to get your stuff done or whatever?
Yeah, man, a lot, man. Because it's like because you don't want to go over there and interrupt him. Like, hey man, what's going on? I'm a big fan. This and that. So. Yeah. Just like, you just see so much. I mean, they had the 2J E46 out there. They had the Corvettes out there. And you just see, man, just how professional and how strict they keep the stuff in the whole little area.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's good to see because people they see the videos and like the videos never show everything, the behind the scenes stuff. And, you see like you can feel the aura of how, you know, people think it's just fun and games, and it's like you want to watch that. It's you want to give the people the illusion of fun and stuff like that. It kind of remove them from their reality, which they do a good job of that. But I know, and that's why like remember when we talked and everything, I was like pretty much saying like, you know what I mean, I recognize him over there. He's seen me or whatever, but at the same time, it's like the time to chat wasn't there because it's like he's in fan interaction mode, which is no problem with that. But I was kind of on some different kind of stuff. Not saying I'm too good to speak to him. But then I told you, well, you seen the podcast probably. We ended up talking like at the end of the event, just me and him, no cameras, no crews, just me and him. And I was just like, I told him, hey man, respect for what you're doing. Fuck the haters. In short, here's my card. If you need some shit over here, hit me up. So we talked for about 5 minutes, man, just me and him. And like I say, it confirmed everything Lex said, because Lex was like, you know, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't have no clown ass goon hanging around me or my family if he's like this kind of guy and shit. And I was like, you know, and from that, I mean, that alone right there, that's all I needed. You know what I mean? A guy like Lex telling me something like that, because you don't know how people be until you really get around them. And they let that shit go to their head, and it seems like he's doing really good with it, man. He's doing really good with keeping himself in check, and naturally you got to move differently, because like Brap came on there and got fucking robbed down in Miami, because he thought it was everybody knew about me riding the bikes and everybody gonna respect me and this and this. Like, nah, dude, there's dudes out there who don't give a fuck about how good you can willy.
The problem with you vlogging, is
you show everything.
See what you got. Yeah. That's why there's a lot of shit that I just cut out. I get to the point now, it's like,
you just recorded him like, chop it,
cut the whole shit out.
Cause my shit, I'm pretty sure I'm like you, Lex. I just hit record, so I'll have about 60 minutes plus of footage.
Yeah.
I get it down to an 8-minute video, because I'm like, I don't need what I said. They don't need to. That's gonna be taken the wrong way, or that's too much information. Or I'm getting.
Man, did I tell you when Blood rolled up to my house? He pulled up to my house.
I was just gonna say something about that, man.
Another guy
was on a motorcycle. He was on a motorcycle, and he popped up over here, and he's
yeah. You said it's the guy who triangle.
Something's close.
Yeah.
And then he went down the street, and then he's looking, and he went up the street, and he came back down the street. And it's funny because I was in the front and I had the doors open. Nice fucking day.
Yeah.
Windows open and shit. So I heard a bike, and then I heard it go past the house, not in front of the house, but adjacent. And then it came back down, and then it came past the front of the house. Man, he looked at it and he pulled up and he got ready to pull his phone out. I hopped out like, hold up. Nigga, who is you? And what is you doing? You know? Yeah. Oh man, I watched the vlogs and I saw that's what you don't do, homie. Like, never do that. Never do that, yo. So I just started taking pictures of him and his face, his bike, and shit. Like, anything come through here, you know, because I already got the cameras and shit. But it's just like I had to let him know I'm on it. So I'm gonna keep you honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't let nothing. Yeah, don't let nothing turn up, fucked up out here. It's already on camera all over. Yeah. But I'm letting you know that I'm on you.
Yeah, I had a few.
I
had a few Japanese guys do that. I was just having to rob, because sometimes I'll rob out of shop just to check in like sometimes and everything. I got cameras, but like just physically see it. And I was rolling by. I had my kids and that thing, and they were going to sleep, so I just took the back road. And I see some cars in my shop and shit, so I stop and I get out and shit. They don't even realize I'm the fucking owner, right? So I'm like, speaking Japanese, I'm like, Dame that show, like, don't, because I had cones, and they fucking walk right by the cones into my lot and everything. I'm like, nah, dude, this means I got the cones, and I got cars blocking the entry. That means stay out. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta build a goddamn 5-foot fence, man, to make sure people get the message. Don't come into my shit if I'm not there. If I'm there, like, if guys come there and they're like, hey, I just want to check. I'm like, yeah, up to this point, you can just look at the cars, but past this point, there's nothing to see. There's some top secret shit back there, or whatever, so to speak, that I don't want you taking pictures of and stuff like that and things like that. So it happens, man, and that's one thing about the YouTube shit is people. And I guess as celebrities go through all the time, they think they know you and shit, and it's like, you know, I'll let you in if I want to let you in. Other than that, man, just respect their boundaries and everything, and just keep it cool, man. So for you, Zach, man, are you plan on? Do you got a YouTube channel though, or you plan on building one?
Yeah, I got a YouTube, man. Okay. It's I just pretty much, it's like B-roll or something. You can consider it. Nah,
man, you got definitely document your shit, man. Like, I think you know, definitely, man, document your shit, man. Trust me, I think it'll blow. It'll give a lot of people motivations and everything with the birth defects and things like that, because it happens, man. Like, I got 5 kids, and man, I remember when my first one came out, because I'm a Iraq vet, and I've been around all that shit. I was like, man, I don't know what's in me, but I hope my kids are good and everything. And so far, man, everybody's. My oldest is 5, and nobody's having any kind of defects and things like that. So you know, what I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, man, I think you'll motivate a lot of people, man, to get it done. Because some people, man, they get down on themselves and like, oh man, I'm limited in this, and like I like your spirit, man. You're like, nah, bro, I got the grip. I can do this. I can do that. You know what I mean? Let's get it done. Man. Let's get it done, man. So it's just when I've met people that have like missing up to like their forearm or something, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like that might have happened from an accident. So he has to adapt. And he already 32, 33 years old.
Yeah, it's like our homeboy Shamar.
Right.
Our homeboy Shamar. He lost his leg doing the stunt shit, and it's like I love his outlook. I know the shit's hard.
Yeah.
Living all your life, all of your enjoyment, all of your hobbies have to do with both of your limbs, and then to lose one and still have a really good solid outlook and keep trying to do what you got to do, try to find your balance. It's like, like you have an advantage what people think is a disadvantage because you were born that way. So from day one, it's just this. I have 2 hands. Whatever. But I know how to maneuver and do everything I need to do. I've always known how to do that. But to lose one, then that's that's why when you said disability, I'm like, nah, that ain't because
that's my military.
But when you lose one, then that's when you lost one after so long, then that's kind of the disability.
Right.
In my head, and I I could be speaking wrong because I'm supposedly a fully able person, but it's just kind of like, when you go from ground zero all the way up to where you're at, having that you know mentally that you're normal because you've normally moved like this the whole time.
Right.
When you have a change that's tragic and you lose the ability to have something that you've had before, I think that's really where the mental game comes in, that you got to be strong to be like, you know what, fuck, we gotta move on, we gotta move through and keep it busting. But dude, like like when I jump on people's IGs and I see you on there, I'd be like, man, that's cool. Like I'm the type, because I like that my followings are small, or my YouTube page is small, I get to see everybody individually when they do their shit and then interact, and I really like that. Like, I don't know how I would maneuver if every fucking time I went somewhere, like when I roll places with my boy Mike, it's like we go somewhere with, oh my god, dog, oh my god, like that's annoying.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people think they want that shit, man, until like they
Mike.
They think they want that shit, man.
Like,
you don't want.
I watched him hide in a trailer before he really got on this level that he's at. I watched him hide in a trailer for 5 hours. It's like, this nigga really still in the trailer? Yeah. And then when he pop out, it's like, come over here, blood. Like, what's shaking with you? He like, bro, I can't take it, like, all day. It's my anxiety, this and that. And it's like, damn, I ain't even think about that kind of shit.
And you got to think, man. That's like a YouTube based. Like, imagine a dude like Brad Pitt or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like one of those. And I mean,
wow.
Imagine like those type of guys who go through that shit. Like, do like I watch do like Rogan. He does so many podcasts. He's in Texas now. And like he seemed like he just navigates, like he has fucking seals, and he got bodyguards and shit. They might not be like right on him, but they like following him and shit.
Yeah, dude, think about somebody like Rihanna that's got multi-millions of people following her,
and then happen to be
on
a fucking
Instagram,
a beautiful chick
and
too.
She's a certified billionaire.
Yeah,
and she's in the mix of all kinds of entertainment, fashion, things like that.
That's what you can't go grocery shopping. You don't go to movies.
Damn.
Everything is private, and like I think a lot of people don't realize. Some of them is a bleeding heart, because it's like, hey man, like you got to this point, like that's part of the territory type shit. But at the same time, man, it's like people be like the man and shit, and it's like because they feel like they bought your CD, they buy your products, and they feel like, hey man, you got that, you got what you got because I gave you some of my money. And that is true actually. I mean, it's partially true, but at the same time, you don't own that person. And that's what I tell guys in my business here. Like, I provide a service, and guys feel like, this guy's gonna pay me $4,500 for this job or whatever. He feels like he owns me. I'm like, dude, you don't own me. I'm providing a service, or you can go fuck off. But you don't own my time. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be done on this date. And when I told some guys that they don't come back, they don't do the job because they feel like for that week they own me. I'm like, nah, bro, you don't ever own me. I'm doing the job. You're gonna pay me. You're gonna be happy, and then I'm gonna move on. And I had to tell a few cats that got a lot of money that too, because they feel like because they got a lot of money in the bank, they could throw their weight around. So it's just how you move and respect, man. That's all it's about. Like I say, man, when you came up to me, it was a respect, and that's all it is, man. Respect, and I'm a cool guy, but it's like when dudes try to run game and try to do different things, man, you got to kind of. Unfortunately, that relationship's never going to happen because I got to be a dick now. You know what I mean? I gotta shut it down. I gotta be like I had a dude roll up my lot the other day, and I told him, "Hey man, please call before you roll up." I was shutting down, and I'm like, so if I'm not here, you come to my lot, and now you're saying, "Hey man, where you at?" Like, number one, wherever I'm at. And number two, I asked you to call me, so like, dudes just come into your zone and think like you're in that time. I can close my shop any day of the week I want. I can go to the track 7 days a week. So don't. Hey man, I'll be there tomorrow at 2:00. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't do that, man. And so that's kind of what I deal with over here. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people on the podcast, you've already heard me say this stuff multiple times, but people who don't see it, they don't know what I deal with being an American in Japan, doing different things. So on the outside looking in, it looks like my life is grand, but I'm like, I owe this company money, I owe this company money, I owe this dude money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still paying money. Like, it's coming in and out. And I keep it real on that because that's what it takes to grow a business. I don't owe any Yakuza money. I don't owe any mafia money, people money. So I'm good. Yeah, because I got offers, man. Trust me. I believe I got offers from Yakuza, you know what I mean, to drop 20, 30K. And I'm like, bro, it ain't worth it, man. Because they give you that 20, 30K, they will own your ass. They will own you. They will. Even after you pay it back, they still own you. And I'm like, nah, son.
You ain't got no loan for no Russians with lead pipes or nothing.
No. And they here. The Russians here too. The Russians here too, man.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. It's the Koreans. The Pachinko Pauls is Korean and Yakuza. It's man, corruption is everywhere. I just try to do what I gotta do, keep it straight and everything, and do what we gotta do, man, to make it happen, man. So anyway, man, I don't want to keep you too long because I gotta get to my car, and then I'm gonna go ride dirt bikes and everything. And I just want to talk to you, because we kind of was talking about it, and I just hit Lex up, and I was like, hey man, what's up? And we got it in, man. So we definitely get to knock it out again. I definitely want to, after you get the car set up and you get ready to go, man, I want to talk to you again after that point. We'll me, you and Lex will get together again and see how it is. Again, like I say, man, definitely YouTube, you record your stuff, man, because again, with your situation and everything, like I say, man, straight up, just recognizing real, it'll be hella motivating. And I don't know any other drifter out there that with a birth defect or anything like that. Or I think that one guy has like no arms, and he drifts with his feet. But I've seen that. Yeah, I think he's in UK.
My boy, he fuck, I just drew a blank when I thought about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lost his fingers or a finger in a motorcycle accident, and he races. Now he wants to move forward in his dream, and it's funny, in his gloves, he'd have his gloves on, and everybody be like, oh yeah, whatever, he pull his gloves off, and he's missing some digits.
Wow.
Fools be like, oh, but he's breaking with one finger, middle finger, and you get that 2-finger break in to get you a real sturdy break, but you learn to adapt and adjust. So
I'm pretty sure for his bike they got the adjustments to make it a little bit more, maybe a longer lever or something like that, or custom lever.
You can do that for some more leverage, but
yeah, man.
Yeah, that's you adapt, man. You make things happen, but hell yeah, man. I'm always tuned in, man. I'm checking you out.
That's a bet.
And yeah, we'll. I always interact. So it's all good. We'll
And I
link
got
up.
I got to get some seat time on Cards
Yeah,
Fifth so that
man.
way we can link up. So I ain't bumming it up and shit because I don't
Right.
get to touch none of my joint. I turn them on. Actually, I only turn one on now because I looked at my power bill and I had all three on. I'm like, man, ain't nobody playing this shit.
Yeah.
And so I only turn the G Sport on and everything, and I keep the PC because that shit, your PC just running for that shit burns your processor out and shit. And I already broke one because it got hot as fuck and it got dusty and it just fucked up the motherboard and everything. So yeah, man, we definitely can vibe together. Like I said, I'll get the thing, and also when you get a chance at the end of this, man, send me all your stuff, social media, gaming tags, your Steam, all that stuff, and I'll throw that in there. And also, man,
Gotcha.
again, man, just thanks for being
And let's jump on
man.
CarX.
Yeah,
It's cross-platform,
Yeah.
so we can
man.
we can do this cross-platform jump.
yeah. So I'll get
That's
that
a
and
bet.
everything, man. But again, man, thanks for your time, Zach, man. Again, Lex, as always, man. Thanks for your time and everything, man. Guys, this is like generally, man. We'd be like the one we did yesterday was this one was 1 hour 37 minutes so far. One we did yesterday was 3 hours 20. It's like, man, we get in that zone, man. And people who watch it, it's like, hey, man, I was gonna do parts and everything. But I'm like, man, you can stop and start when you want, man. Shit's on demand.
Yeah.
As long as you got Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying. But you definitely do it on Wi-Fi. Don't do it on your cell data because that shit'll cost a lot of money for you. But yeah, man. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to do these always. Got a lot of different guys on a thing. I've already talked to Aaron Parker. He's a really busy guy, but we're gonna try to get him on here and everything. And different guys, man. Again, this is it's a marathon. You know what I mean? You know, a marathon like rest in peace to our guy Nipsey Hussle, man. Is like, you know what I mean? You just keep going and keep going, man. Like, don't look at your situation like this is it. Like, if you gotta take time off from what you're doing to make the other grind happen, like I say, Zach was a prime example. I didn't know he was in the trading, and that was a good segue to show, like, you got to do shit now for the future. And a lot of guys, I think they get fixated on, especially younger guys, they get fixated on today and tomorrow, not like, you know. And me being also kind of on the mental health shit, man. Me being a war vet, all my money from Iraq went to cars. Every single dime. I didn't pay no bills. I didn't pay shit I owed. I paid it off now. But all my money from my 3 deployments, every dime went into my shit, into cars, which eventually led to this. So it wasn't a bad investment. You know what I mean? It wasn't, you know, I still owed this company $5,000 and I could have paid them off all in one, man. My credit got fucked up. My credit score is like, to be straight up be honest, man, my credit score is like 450 or some shit. And it's because I kind of paid it off and I didn't do anything. All it's just paid off. I didn't do anything to build it up. I just paid it off and it's just 450 and everything. So yeah, man, work on that stuff, man. Do what you gotta do. Don't delay shit, man, and make it happen, man. So again, I look forward greatly, man, to seeing Zach get out there and drive and will it up. And then honestly, man, world's short, man. After all this Corona shit goes away, I'm coming over there to Cali to Riot with Lex, and then I'll be doing Formula Drift, so I'll definitely be in your area, man. So we'll definitely link it up. We'll definitely slide.
Oh yeah,
and make it happen.
Yeah, I'll
man.
be out there with you guys, man.
For sure.
Big things coming soon, man. For sure, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
For sure,
shout me out, put me on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
The pod gods.
Like,
you know?
hey, that's what I'm doing. All the dudes who listen frequently. I'm like, dude, hey, man, you watch my shit, man. Like, I mean, again, I'm not at the point where I got like I'm not at the point where I need a booking agency. When I get to that point, if I because that's what, like, you know, the dudes like a lot of podcasts use book. They don't talk to their guests. They get other people. I think that's a little bit impersonal to have another third party. Because I had a few guys hit me like that, a few prominent racers, man, and they're like, hey, man, talk to my agency. I'm like, nah, dude, I'll talk to you later. I'm talking to you right now. I'm gonna talk to your fucking agency, dude. Like, come on, dude. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So some people might not ever appear, but it is what it is, man. Hey, let's get out of here. Zach, you already know, man, we never stop the shit like when we supposed to stop it. So yeah, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
hey, man, Zach, Lex, you got any events coming up and stuff like that?
Nope, just gonna run some old men's heads in the ground tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We talked about that. So I'm gonna upload that shit now. So not depending on what time you go to sleep, that might be HD in the next 3 hours. 4 hours maybe.
Yeah.
And so you'll get to talk. We talked about that on the last podcast and everything. So you got that coming up.
Yeah, gonna go run a grudge match in the back road on these bikes tomorrow.
Yeah, man. So go check the
We'll
nuts.
see if they show.
Go check the nuts and bolts and the fuel and all that stuff, man. Make sure it's up tip top shape.
Yeah, I'm about to go in the garage and do that. The family's home, so we're gonna have dinner, and I'm gonna jump in the garage and go do that.
So you putting on the red gloves?
You know it, demon time.
Red gloves, no.
Hell yeah.
Hey man, you gotta trademark that shit, man. Get them out there in the public.
I know. I gotta get Fox to fuck with me, man.
Yeah, I'll buy some. I'll buy some at Riot Squad at Justin, man. I'll buy some.
Hell yeah, but man, appreciate connecting with y'all, man. Fellowship and everything, man.
Yes, sir.
It's all good.
For sure, man. All right, this is gonna be Don signing off from Masao, Japan. Got my guy Lex signing off from Richmond, California, and Zach signing off from Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So see you guys later. Peace.
All right now.